Assalamu alaikum. We will begin our class with message of the day, which is be honest, for God is the helper of honest people. Avoid telling lies, since it will ruin your faith. Know that honest people are on the verge of nobility and honor, while liars are on the verge of collapse and destruction. Our today's topic is functional zones. In this lesson, we shall cover the following points. What are functional zones? Four major types of functional zones. These are Central Business District, Inner City, Suburb, and Rural Urban Fringe. We'll discuss their characteristics along with the advantages and disadvantages in detail. Then comes changing functional zones. And in last, there is a self-assessment. As we are talking about functional zones, so it is important to know that what does this term means. Different activities in cities like manufacturing, recreational activities, and banking. These activities are not carried out haphazardly but are being carried out in their own specific systematic circles. And we call these specific systematic circles as zones of the city. For example, manufacturing unit will be in one part of the city, while recreational activities will be in another zone. So we call these zones as functional zones of the city. Four major types of functional zones are Central Business District, Inner City, Suburb, and Rural Urban Fringe. This diagrammatic representation is clearly showing that Central Business District is at the center of the city. Functional zone lying next to CBD is Inner City. Further away from CBD is Suburb. And in last, there is Rural Urban Fringe, which is on the outskirts of the city, as the word fringe itself means edge. Generally, the closer to the CBD you get, the higher the land values will be. Also, the intensity of land use will be at its greatest. While on the other hand, the further away from the city center you go, the lower are the land values and the lower the density of use. Now we will see these four functional zones one by one. First functional zone is Central Business District. Now we will see its characteristics. Central Business District is the commercial center and is usually at the center of the city. It is dominantly occupied by shops, offices, and financial institutions such as banks. It is the most accessible part of the city. Accessible means easy to go to, and transport routes makes a place accessible. Same is the case with CBD. It is the most accessible part of the city as it is linked by main transport routes. Here land values are higher, that is why a trend of making vertical buildings can be seen in CBD in order to maximize the use of land. Less space is available in CBD because buildings are made very close to one another as land values are higher in CBD. In the day, many people work here, but at night, the CBD is almost empty. An example of CBD is Liberty Market. One of the biggest advantage of CBD is this that many people can find jobs here. Second advantage is related to awareness regarding business activities. If you are working in CBD, it means you are in the hive of activity. You will be aware of what is going on around you. It means you are up to date with everything around you. Being located in CBD leaves a very favorable impression on those you deal with on a daily basis. Employees will feel proud of the fact that they are situated in such an important part of city. Infrastructure in CBD tends to be of slightly better quality. Now, what is infrastructure? Infrastructure is the fundamental facility which is serving an area and is necessary for the economy to function. Infrastructure may include buildings, roads, and power supplies. Disadvantages of CBD are: it is congested because of less free space available. There is traffic congestion because of rapid movement of vehicles and pedestrians in CBD. Also, there are parking problems in CBD. A large proportion of pollutants are released in CBD, leading to air pollution, which is a danger to health and safety of shoppers and other pedestrians. Second functional zone is inner city. Now we will see the characteristics of inner city. It is a mix of wholesale, manufacturing activities, and houses. Wholesale means buying products in large quantity directly from the manufacturers at a lower price. Houses here are not developed and are terraced. Terraced houses are the houses which are in a row and are joined together by their side walls. High density of houses can be seen in inner city as land values are still higher in inner city. There is a tendency to build as many houses as possible to cut cost as land is expensive in inner city. Also, streets are narrow in inner city. An example of inner city is the place where your school Advastane Sufia is. Now we will see the advantages of inner city. It provides cheap housing for the workers who work in the factories in the inner zone or the CBD. It is near to city center, so it reduces traveling time. Its disadvantages are air quality is poor here, leading to various diseases like asthma among its residents. Houses here are not constructed keeping in view the demands of modern times. Therefore, quality of living and other facilities are not advanced in inner city. Third functional zone is suburb. Suburb is away from CBD. Here, residential activities are dominant with less commercial activities. Land is cheaper here. Houses here are fully developed and are semi-detached with bigger gardens. Semi-detached house is a single dwelling house that shares one common wall with the next house. Also, streets are wider in suburbs. An example of suburb is different housing schemes in Lahore like DHA and Bahria Town. Its advantages are larger and better quality of houses are there in suburbs. There is less pollution as compared to inner city. Also, crime rates are lower in suburbs. Its disadvantages are as suburbs are at a distance from CBD, so there is a higher cost of journey to work, which may increase the risk of accidents and being late for work. Fourth and last functional zone is rural-urban fringe. Rural-urban fringe is a mixture of residential areas, recreational activities like golf courses and farming. Here houses are larger than suburbs as land values are lower in rural-urban fringe. When you move from Lahore to Sialkot through motorway, areas on the sides of the road is an example of rural-urban fringe. Its advantages are land is cheaper here, there is less pollution in rural-urban fringe, and there is pleasant environment with more open space. Its disadvantage is access to government offices, colleges, universities, hospitals, and shopping malls is difficult. Now, we'll see changing functional zones. Changing functional zones means that functional zones can change into one another. Now we will see that how this can happen. Redevelopments in inner city can change inner city to CBD. For example, redevelopments can be in the form of replacing old houses with economic activities or by making apartment complexes for commercial purpose. Redevelopments can also be in the form of improving road network and the overall environment there in order to open up more areas and to stimulate economic and social development. Now, what is the objective behind these renovations? Obviously, in order to attract people to set up business there, this means more jobs will be created for them. Now, what will be the effect of these redevelopment and renewal activities on the natural environment? There will be introduction of hazardous chemicals into the environment due to commercial and construction activities. Also, because of more job opportunities, there will be movement of vehicles as well, which will also contribute in degrading the surrounding environment. In this way, we can say that inner city can be changed to central business district. Now we will see that how rural-urban fringe can be changed to suburbs. As houses are not developed in inner city, so in order to upgrade living style and also because of growing awareness regarding environmental pollution, people from inner city move towards suburbs in search of a pollution-free environment, having an attractive surrounding and also for better living conditions. This would in turn create pressure on housing in suburbs. So people from there have to move outwards towards rural-urban fringe for the purpose of settling there. In order to reside people there, new houses have to be made, and for this purpose, farming has to be finished in rural urban fringe to acquire land for residential purpose. In this way, rural urban fringe can be changed to suburbs. So it may means that the functional zones of cities will change gradually. Now from here starts your self-assessment. Figure 1 is showing shopping center of CBD. While figure 2 is showing shopping center of suburb. Look at these two figures very carefully and then answer this question. Identify 3 differences between the two shopping centers of CBD and suburb. Differences between the two functional zones must be from the figures only. Again, this is a task for you. I have given 5 statements along with 2 options each. You have to take the most appropriate option. Statement number 1 is, many of the buildings are old, disused, and decaying. Options are inner city or suburb. Statement 2 is, fuel expense will rise due to longer commutes. Options are CBD or suburb. Third statement is, people experience less stress. This statement is true for rural urban fringe or for inner city. Fourth statement is, lack of open green space and parks. This statement is best representing CBD or rural urban fringe. Fifth statement is, it is the busiest area. It's about which functional zone, inner city or CBD. You have to take the most appropriate option. Now look at this map. It's a map of a small area of rainforest in Brazil. Rainforests are the forests which are characterized by high and continuous rainfall, and they consist of tall and mostly evergreen trees. Now, what are evergreen trees? As the name indicates, these trees are always green and they retain their leaves throughout the year. Again, look at this map very carefully and then answer these questions. Question number 1 is, why was agricultural and forestry settlement planned at point A? Question number 2 is, what will be the effects of mining settlement on natural environment shown in the map? Mining means extracting valuable minerals from the surface of earth. Third question is, where human settlement can be easily developed on the map? Mark this area on map and also give reason. Fourth and last question of today's class is, explain how industry and natural resources can lead to a high population density in an area. Now for this question, I'll guide you and then you have to write your answer according to it. Industries provide employment. Also, because of industries, we are able to use a variety of products. Now you have to think of the products which are provided by industries. On the other hand, natural resources are the resources which are found naturally on earth, such as water and coal. Again, you have to think of the other examples of natural resources which are helpful for the people and how their presence can lead to high population density in an area.